completely different assignments for your linemen in comparison to regular football, or are there similarities?
There's a lot of carryover because it's still zone blocking. So I think sometimes, more is made out of it. That's all the spread really is option football. People try to make it, they call it a different name, but that's really all it is.
Is this the kind of game that would be difficult if you had just a 1 week prep and it's very fortunate you have to?
Goodness gracious, yes. Yeah, it's not the game you want. You'd rather have more time because it's unique. It'll be the only team that you'll see this year with that type of style. So the extra preparation is definitely beneficial.
Do you worry about in a first game where guys may be a little bit more hyped up than usual that they may lose assignments, and how do you keep guys focused to keep their assignments?
It's got to be assignment football. They got to be real disciplined in their approach, and they know that. We've talked about it, and we'll keep preaching it. We harp on it. You can even practice without a football with this type of offense because you need to be assignment football. It's critical.
My understanding is they're not really on your legs. They're not like Navy, are they? They do more downfield where the linemen.
They will do it on the backside of plays when they're trying to stretch it. So there are times that they do it, but because they're not under center, they're not hitting it as quick sometimes on the cut blocks. But there are certain plays that they have that they'll try to slice you pretty good.
Is the unique thing about this the fact that they're in a shotgun? Is that what makes it so different than?
Yeah, I think that's what some of the teams that are trying to keep that option phase in football are starting to do. They like the spread concepts, but they just don't want to be under center. They want to see what's happening.
How do you simulate that? You don't have a lot of. Gibby was talking about you guys looking at Wofford when you were here before, but that's not really the same thing either.
No, because they said it's you don't see teams doing it out of gun like teams are doing, so it's hard to find. People have done it. I've seen it before because of my previous job at Charlotte and some of the teams that we saw. So I'm more familiar with it maybe.
Is it also maybe a little bit challenging too because the kid that you had tape on last year that played isn't playing, so you got a new kid running it that you've got to get those guys accustomed to, or is it just the system that you set?
It's the system, and I'm sure that's how they build it. They obviously you want certain guys in that spot, but it's always going to be the system. Yeah, the system will survive. So I don't think they. Of course, you never want to lose a player for any reason, but I don't think that's an issue for them.
Does it surprise you too that the way they handle the ball, that they handle it so well, that they don't put the ball on the ground?
They're well coached. There's no question about it. They do things very well because a team like that typically is going to be a little bit higher on the turnover ratio, and they clearly, do their assignments correctly, and they understand what they're doing. They've been a very successful program. I know that he came in, and they were successful before he came in, and so they know how to win down there.
The fact that you got 2 weeks to an extra week, that's helpful to you to get your guys organized the way you want them.
Sure.
Obviously, you'd like more, but.
Well, I think that's the key. It's like anything else. They're ready to play somebody, but it's like we just got to keep drilling and keeping them, making sure they understand their assignments and staying with them.
Better than week 2, right?
Yeah, well, no question. Don't want to play them in a short week.
Yeah.
Whoever schedules that one in a short week, ooh, boy, making a coach's job hard.
What is more difficult on a prototypical defensive set? A spread team, which you've coached with before, or this style option?
Well, just because this is so unique, you'll see spreads throughout the year, so you get to see it. There's some carryover. Whereas when you see a team like this, the options, just like us in 3-3-5, they got to prepare for the 3-3-5, which is unique, and so they've got their work cut out also. So it works both ways. I'm sure they'd rather see a 4 down or a 3 down. That's your 3-4 style defense. So it works both ways.
So it's like odd on odd, right?
Right, exactly. So all of us are working. Yeah.
And you got to look for the safeties.
Wherever they might be.
Does that provide an advantage for you guys, having so many guys in space in the defensive backfield?
You like to think so, that we can see things and run fast. We've got guys that really can run well, and so we want to take advantage of what our strengths are.
What are your guys' keys, to make those reads on the options? What do you tell them to look for when they put the ball in the belly of the back, make sure to see if the QB's going to keep it, pull it back, or what do you tell them to key on?
Yeah, I think everybody has their different keys that they have to focus on. It's not, no one has, each guy has his own individual assignments that they have to key on. So it varies by position. Gotcha. Yeah, it definitely varies.